going on, people? It's your boy B Yaks, and welcome to another episode of Flight on the Wall Perspective. I'm joined by the homie as usual. Oh my word, the Epstein files. The Pandora's box has opened. We're seeing Bill Gates in there.
Who's not in there? Everyone. Every man and their dog is in that file. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my days. Seeing Lord Peter Mandelson, who was the US ambassador for the UK, arguably the most important position in government, pretty much. And man, so much has come out about him, how he was leaking sensitive information to Epstein when Gordon Brown was Prime Minister. So, and in 2008 there was a financial crash as well. So, yeah, he gave lots of sensitive information to Epstein, which obviously gave him, the heads up for him to be able to just benefit from it as much as possible, So, yeah. I don't know where to start, man. People, there's even stuff going around about Jay-Z being... Jay-Z's name's coming up in these Epstein files. I don't know,
Because there's that video of them all gathering around, all like the big rappers, and Jay-Z standing there like he's got this big ring on, but they think he's recording.
Yeah.
He's trying to not be involved in the conversation.
You know what? This all goes back to when we was younger, everybody was so privy to conspiracy theories, you know what I'm saying? I think the older that we started to get, we started to realise certain people going over the top with conspiracy theories, and you can't believe everything. But what's actually starting to happen is people are realising how true and accurate a lot of these quote unquote conspiracies actually are. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean, they're saying there's literally millions more files out there. So can you imagine what we don't know?
Why are they drip feeding it to us as well? Why
this
are they
is what I'm saying.
Releasing one page at a time? what's going on?
This is what I mean. So so obviously Bill Gates has said look, I regret meeting him. I guess just because you
met him, don't mean you doing anything wrong.
There's communication, but obviously what's been leaked, I guess publicised into to the world, to the media, is that there's a lot of code language, that has been used, between Epstein and his friends, and people who was in, he was in business with, or people he liked, or whatever you want to call it, convicted paedophile, So, and there was a clip that I saw, which just made me think. It gave me one of those moments. So I was just thinking, I laughed in it. I was thinking, look at this world. This world is so messed up. There was a reporter asking Trump about pardoning Ghislaine, I should say, Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah. And Trump's response was, I'm going to keep, you know what the MPs do, they keep repeating something, and if you ask them something...
No, don't answer the question.
he says, I will look at the files. I'll look at the case, sorry, he said. I'll look at the... What does that mean? Wait, there's multiple documentaries about this woman being an extreme... Not only was she a procurer of children to Epstein, they were both engaging in horrific acts, sexual acts, with these underage girls. It's crazy. And you got Trump there saying, I'll look at the file. So he's considering pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell.
Today, Mr. President, and the Supreme Court is back in session. Yeah. They rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance at getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're open to?
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
I haven't heard the name in so long. I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look. Did they reject that?
She wanted to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it. I will speak to the DOJ. I wouldn't.
Can you imagine how much she knows? For example, You know.
I'm surprised she's not dead. Why? They must be keeping her alive for some reason.
But she's in prison, but she's not really like.
She's not really. She's like freedom. Like she's got freedom. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But if she knows so much, you'd think they'd top her, so she don't say anything. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I don't understand.
This is what I'm saying. That's a good point. That's a good point. You know. So I think obviously Epstein was the head of the snake.
Yeah.
You know. So I think Ghislaine knows just as much as Epstein. I think Epstein didn't want to marry her, you know. I wonder why. You know. So yeah, it's nuts, man. And can you imagine how many like we've got to talk about the victims as well, you know, and what of people also need to be aware of is how obviously at risk and vulnerable a lot of these children were.
Yeah.
You know, the Netflix documentary I watched about Epstein, Ghislaine was just so you know, like callous when it came to like her talking about, you know, type of children that they were getting eventually. And I think this was like...
It's just the head recruiter, do you know what I mean? She's
you know, so the flight logs, you've got so many people, Naomi Campbell's on the flight logs, you know, you got so many celebrities, you got royalty, you got politicians, you know, you got Bill Clinton. They're all wrong-uns, these people. They're all wrong-uns. Who's going to bring them to justice? This is my thing. Who's going to bring these people to justice? You know, it's not a conspiracy to say that the world's run by paedophiles, you know. It's not. Do you know what I'm saying?
For justice to be served, yeah, it's got to be served by someone in a position of power above you. The problem is they are top of the food chain. There's no one to actually convict these people because they are the law. Like they're so powerful, yeah.
And what was the result of the computer check of the DNA coding on those bullets?
The DNA is a perfect match for Judge Joseph Dredd.
It's a lie! The evidence has been falsified! It's impossible! I never broke the law! I am the law!
I am the law!
We are the law!
That's exactly what it is. These people are too powerful.
For real.
They run shit. Like their influence in real world events and stuff, do you know what I mean? They're that powerful. You can't convict them. You can't send them to prison. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it's just...
But I think when push comes to shove though, what's fascinating is they start throwing each other under the bus. Do you know what I'm saying? They start throwing people to the wolves. You got Keir Starmer now just condemning Manson, you know, forgive me if I'm saying his name wrong, you know, and he's saying now there's a criminal investigation now against him, you know. I didn't know. He's denying he had any ties. He knew that Madison had any ties with Epstein. You know what I mean? So, which is obviously untrue, you know. So people are calling for him to now just to resign as well.
He should have resigned way before this anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like,
I know.
He's got no shame. This man has no shame. It's
I
just,
know.
they're all the same though. It doesn't matter.
Do you believe there's good people in these high places that are trying to bring these people to justice? Like,
No,
it's
I
not
think they
just
just get
uphill.
corrupted. I think they just get corrupted straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's any.
Or do you think they'll just get
Or they'll
silenced?
get
Like,
killed,
one way or another.
They'll get corrupted or killed. That's
But
what
I like to believe this.
Yeah, you're like, yeah. But
people
then
out there trying to
but
get
that
them,
sounds
you know.
like a fairy tale. Do you know what I mean?
But look, okay, so Ghislaine ended up having to do time, you know. So there's an example. She like how invincible are they? Shortly, then sooner or later they're gonna run out of luck.
Yeah, but that goes like, so why are they keeping her? Like, why? We don't. Why are they keeping it? Like, they must be benefiting from it in some way. Do you know what I mean? It's benefiting them to have her there, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
do as well. Like, go back to your point. I do believe there are good people, but I just don't think there's good people in
There's enough of it.
in that high of a You don't get to that position of power and
yeah.
these people have without being
stepping on people,
without being sociopaths, psychopaths, or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't get there unless you do that. So
definitely. And do you think these guys are engaged in rituals, like satanic rituals? What's your stance on that?
No, because I don't believe it. Obviously, I'm a big non-believer and stuff like that. So they might do it, but I don't think it.
No, okay, no.
Do you know what I mean? Well, it's just evil. It's not devil. Anything. To me, it's just evil. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's synonymous with the devil, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but I don't think it's
no, fair enough. No, I definitely believe that these people are acting as agents of the devil. Definitely, you know, there is. Obviously, I'm a Christian person. You know, I don't agree with every little thing. You know, the Bible. You know, I'm not a hard line Christian per se, but you know. Paul has a verse in the Bible that says we war not against flesh, you know, against wickedness, spiritual wickedness and darkness in high places. You know, I'm paraphrasing, I can't remember the Bible verse precisely, but you know, definitely that. So for me, I'm not really surprised. I expect this because I understand the type of people who run this world that we're in. You know what I'm saying? Evil plays out in so many different ways. You know? Can you imagine the people behind the scenes that we don't see?
Exactly.
You know.
But it's like there's a great line in the film Usual Suspects where he says the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Ooh.
So that's a great line he says. So it could be true. So.
See, I love that. Oh, I love that.
Great film, by the way. That's a great film.
Yeah, definitely. I need to watch that. I've heard about it, but it's just one of those films that I haven't got around to watch it. So I would have played, you know, oh my days, you know, when they House of Commons, when they had their debates, I love it, you know. This is one little thing I love about politics. It's these elites just throwing each other under the bus, basically.
Yeah.
Conveniently, you know. You know what I mean?
Even you get all the conservatives that defect into reform and they're like, we took another one. It just proves that these people are just in it for themselves. They do not care what you stand for. They want to excel their own career. They're all in it for their personal gain.
Right, and they use us normal people as pawns.
Yeah.
This is what people understand and divide us through race, religion, you know, and really what's the root of the problem is class. You know, that's why Trump, you can still have 34 odd felonies and still, you know, be Washington, still be the president of the United States, and you have Tony Blair, George Bush, who have blood on their hands, millions of people slaughtered.
How's Tony Blair not in prison, by the way?
Do you know
how many war crimes did this guy commit?
Now he's on a board of peace.
Yeah.
For Gaza.
Started a war in Afghanistan. Do you know what I mean?
Special place in the help of these people. I just want to play.
He looks like the devil as well.
He does look like the devil. He's got long white hair now.
He's taking his new form.
Oh man, do you feel like, I don't know, do you feel this extreme stress now? Like,
and his son's in a position of power now as well, so it's like...
Oh, there you go. It's a family's game, isn't it?
Nepotism, you know what I mean?
Yeah, massively. Let me play this little clip here. Kemi Benenoch. I'm struggle to say her name. No one says her name right.
Benenoch.
Extreme Uncle Tom, but look, I'm with her on a few things she's saying on this video. But let's go.
Speaker, I asked the Prime Minister a very specific question. Did he know that Mandelson had continued his friendship with Epstein after the conviction? He says if he knew then what he knows now, but he did know. In January 2024, a journalist from the Financial Times informed the Prime Minister that Mandelson had stayed in Epstein's house even after that conviction for child prostitution. So did the Prime Minister conveniently forget this fact, or did he decide it was a risk worth taking?
Well, Mr. Speaker, as the House would expect, we went through a process. There was a due diligence exercise, and then there was security vetting by the security services. What was not known was the sheer depth and extent of the relationship. He lied about that to everyone for years. A new information was published in September showing the relationship was materially different to what we'd been led to believe. When the new information came to light, I sacked him. But we did go through a due diligence exercise. The points that are being put to me were dealt with within that exercise. In response to the humble address this afternoon, I intend to make sure that all of the material is published. Mr. Speaker, the only exemptions are national security, if it prejudice national security. My first duty is obviously to keep this country safe. And when we drafted humble addresses, we always put an exemption for national security. But also anything will prejudice international relations. Mr. Speaker, you in the House will appreciate that in the course of discussions country to country, there are very sensitive issues of security, intelligence and trade, which cannot be disclosed without compromising the relationship between the two countries or a third country. Mr. Speaker, so I can be totally open with the House, I should also disclose that the Metropolitan Police have been in touch with my office this morning to raise issues about anything that would prejudice their investigations. We're in discussion with them about that, and I hope to be able to update the House, but I do think I should make that clear to the House at this point, because those discussions are ongoing.
Should I clear that up?
I'm going to come to the humble address in a moment. But the Prime Minister cannot blame the process. He did know it was on Google. If the Conservative Research Department could find this information out, why couldn't Number 10? On the 10th of September, when we knew this, I asked him at that dispatch box, he gave Mandelson his full confidence at that dispatch box, not once, but twice. He only sacked him after pressure from us. I am asking the Prime Minister something very specific, not about the generalities of the full extent. Can the Prime Minister tell us, did the official security vetting he received mention Mandelson's ongoing relationship with the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein?
So clear. Prime Minister.
Yes, it did. As a result, various questions were put to him. I intend to disclose to this House all of the national security, prejudice to international relations on one side.
She asked him again, he's like, oh shit, I just got...
Oh my name, this guy was a human rights lawyer. And we already know Keir Starmer. If you know anything about him, we already know who controls him, you know.
He controls everyone in
you know what I mean? You use your imagination. You know what I mean? So it's hilarious just to see these people just going back and forth when they all deep down, you know. How do they sleep at night?
It's the people in the back benches. The people in the back benches behind this man, Keir Starmer. They're sitting there nodding, agreeing. They're pretending to like him, pretending to they stand for what he's saying. How can you sit there and pretend that you agree with this man, or they're worse. The people behind are pretending. It just makes me sick.
They're like vultures.
They're like a bunch of sycophants. That's all they are. That's what they are. They're just scum, all of them. Guy Fawkes should have blew him up. He tried. It was.
No, R.I.P. Guy Fawkes.
Yeah, he failed, but he had the right idea. Do you know what I mean?
It's crazy. Heads should be rolling right now. So from all the people whose names have been revealed from these Epstein files, or who've been linked to Epstein, so it's just what is this, a parade? Or what? Okay, cool. All right, we've got potential suspects. Where's the investigation then?
Do you know what I think it is as well?
He said there's an investigation for this Lord Mandelson. Okay, what about Bill Gates? You know, what about Bill Gates? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you've seen a picture of Mandelson in his front with a young lady in her robe. Do you know what I'm saying? What? And you see Prince Andrew on top of a girl who was unconscious. You know, God, Lord knows what happened to her. You know what I mean? There's another one. Obviously, he's the head honcho. You know, he's in the private jet, and there was a young lady like on his lap. Like,
it feels like, you know, like they're releasing it like they're drip feeding it to us.
Yeah.
It's like they're doing it.
Everyone's promising like, oh yeah, I'm gonna release it. I'm gonna release it. None of these people ever do.
But it's like they're releasing like certain people at a time to put people against each other again, because they'll release like, it'll be like a right-wing person's on there. So the left will be like, oh, look, I told you. And then they'll release a left-wing person. The right one will be like, oh, I told you. So people's going to keep clashing about it. That's what it feels like. They keep pitting people against each other again. Oh, he was on there, but no, he was on there. No, but he was on there. No, he was on there. That's what it feels like. So you know what I mean? Back and forth, like.
Oh man, I'm telling you, they are throwing themselves each other on the bus. It's great to see, though. It's great to see, to be honest. And you have Trump in the Epstein files, the leader of the free world, the leader of the most, arguably the most powerful country. You know, they're trying to rushigate certain elements of the media and say, nah, it's all Putin's propaganda. This is all Putin. You know, it's fake news basically coming from the Kremlin. Now they're rushing it.
You don't know where to start with it, would you know what I mean? So like you said, Trump. So Trump's on it. Oh, so you get all the conservatives are like, liberals. Oh, look, Trump was on it, and Clinton's on it, and then you'll get the Republicans like, Clinton was on it.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. How dare you accuse me?
Liar.
Politicians lying. What are you talking about?
Fair.
So
how dare I say so?
Do you know what I mean?
How dare?
Oh, yeah, you live under a rock, man.
I'll retract my statement.
Damn right. Oh, my names, yeah, man. It's nuts. We'll just see what happens. We'll see whose feet will get held to the fire, whose won't. You know.
They'll make an example of one person, and then that'll be it. Yeah. So people think there's justice, and then everyone else will get away with it. Do you know what I mean? That's what always happens. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, these declassified files, man. You gotta wait until certain people are dead for them to get released. You know, it's just, man.
I think people as well don't want them to be released because people might have a favourite actor or a favourite artist or something that might be on there, and then they'll be like, oh, what do I do? Do I still listen to their music? Or do you know what I mean? So like people, I don't know. Because I've seen loads of celebrities that are rumoured to be on there loads of time. They're like Tom Hanks, etc.
But the people that are really running the shows, the CIA and Mossad.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Run everything.
They have got leverage on everyone involved. You know, so maybe this is also serving as a distraction, you know. Yeah, so
for what?
Trump was being urged to bomb Iran, you know, and he doesn't really want to, you know. So there's that whole. Just think about this. I don't know if you've been listening to this whole tension with Iran and the US. You know, Trump being threatening to bomb Iran. You know, if they keep killing people. So yeah, so now there's all these American vessels, you know, and fighter jets, you know, close to the Iranian borders. So it's been a huge standoff there. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden now, Epstein files. Guess who's on them?
It's
true. Yeah. We'll wait and see. Deontay Wilder on Talk Sport. Did you ever think you'd ever see Deontay Wilder on Talk?
Deontay, Radio Raheem. Listen, man, you said that your people have been fighting for 400 years.
Man, your people too.
So I just want you to explain what you mean by that.
You know what I'm talking about. Y'all all know what I'm talking about, man. Don't sit up here and try to bait and not know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what the fuck I talk about when I say these things. Your people too.
Explain it. Not everybody knows what you're talking about.
Radio Raheem, I don't have to explain what's understood, man. You know what I mean by that. You know what I say about that. I ain't gotta go further. And if anybody don't understand that, then God be with them. Go look up the history. You know what I'm talking about, man. You know what, I dare you to sit up there and say, explain. You know what I'm talking about, man. He's fighting people. You know we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day. To this day. To this day. You just sit here, you don't know what I'm talking about?
Sport.
Can I ask you a question?
Let alone the talk sport. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Having a party.
I him to sue me so I can show the facts early. Because when the documentary and everything, the story come out, I'm going to show everything.
Fantastic.
I'm going to get all the people that know and all the people that's in the inside. He got people that in the inside of him. That can know. I don't, what?
No,
I don't about that.
I'm not a Fury
I don't about it. I said we didn't want to bring him up in the first place. It ain't got shit to do with him.
Fair enough.
The you talking about?
Yeah, man, you, man, I'm out too.
What happened there wasn't right.
He told you don't bring it up, but you...
Come on. It's on schedule. I had to ask the question. What about Fury? Everyone else can ask him. Rick Reno asks him. Why can't I ask him? Derek, sit down. Come on. I waited for you for half an hour. Don't be a dickhead.
It was Simon Jordan.
No, I need to ask you a serious question. Have you got PTSD because you're black? That's what he said. He said he's got PTSD. Have you got PTSD?
Listen. Oh man, maybe some black people in America, you know, and he's a successful black man. Like, you know, he's more successful and richer than the average white person, the average black person, the average Chinese person. You name it. you name it. But there's nothing wrong with not forgetting your roots. You know, there's nothing wrong with being proud. If you, Wilder is pretty much pro-black individual. You know, it's dark. It's all, you know, pretty much been always, you know, chance he gets. Even when he against Fury, when they were having their face-offs, you know, he kept bringing it up. So there's a multiple sides to this, I think. You know, because Simon Jordan has a very aggressive approach. He can do, you know, depending on who he's talking to. He can be condescending. Yeah, there's a clip of him talking about, you know, he was like in shock, you know, he was embarrassed because the show was going to pop, you know, and maybe he shouldn't have said. I don't know if you saw that bit where he said to him, "Well, we're going to talk about Fury." And he said, "No, we're not." Why? He said, "No, we're not." Simon was like, "Yes, we are." Yes, he said he shouldn't have said that. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you talking to Wilder like, you know, you're some sort of slave master? So, like, sorry, like the connotations, you know what I'm saying, the tropes of it, you know, is problematic. But in the same breath, I think Wilder definitely let himself down in reacting like that.
Every time I see him though, he always does something.
You know, because I'm as a black man myself, you know, I'm not against black celebrities and public figures talking about the struggle, as long as it's not coming from a standpoint of virtual signaling, because, you know, now he can't relate to the average person.
You've had more opportunities.
His life hasn't been easy either. You know, you can't forget where you come from. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's been. I think he's definitely, like, he fell for the trap. He's definitely fell for the trap. And to be fair, Simon Jordan said he probed him a little bit. You know, he probed him because after he said, "Okay, Wilder's kind of stuck it," I was like, "No, we're not going to speak about it." And then
I was a little bit embarrassed because I thought the show's coming off the rails and it was a big show and Deontay Wilder's a big name, so I'm sitting there thinking I'm a bit embarrassed by it. Then I thought he's a bit of a tit. And then I thought, is he on drugs or something, or is this theatrics? And then I just came around to the conclusion that he's not right. He's not well. Listen, I didn't provoke Deontay Wilder by asking him a question that he didn't want to answer. I asked him a question about something he'd said, not something I was trying to engineer into clickbait. He called Tyson Fury a cheat. He's sitting in England. Tyson Fury, in some people's minds, is a legend in boxing. And so you're sitting in England. I thought, not unreasonable. Someone else asked him the question, and he didn't like it. And he can't answer it. So he gets all agitated and upset about it. He turns it into a debate about oppression. I mean, there's loads more that you didn't see. You know, he threatened to punch me in the face and God knows whatever else. And I understand that he's got things in his life that have challenged him. But that looks to me like a man that's struggling with things, because there was no reason for that reaction. There was no provocation. There was no incitement. It wasn't a case of you were told not to ask that question, so don't ask it. No, I wasn't told not to ask that question. It was on the schedule by the producer. It was a reasonable question to ask. And so we asked it. Perhaps I could have not said, oh, you're going to answer it. And perhaps I could have phrased it slightly differently. And I get that.
Simon Jordan doing his job, doing what he does best, you know. He probed him, and he got the reaction that he was looking for. So yeah, don't be dismissive about Simon Jordan. Don't be dismissive to Wilder about bringing up the black struggle, because it's not the first time. That's something that he's always done. Not all black people do that. Not all famous black people do that. Michael Jordan wasn't interested. he said I'm not an activist. Do you know what I'm saying? But again, that's the type of black man that the white power structures will embrace, Charlie. You know what I'm saying? Someone that's not going to be controversial or just trying to stop the status quo, and you know, and talk about race relations and social justice, and just being an Uncle Tom. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you know what I'm saying? So I try my best. You know when these things happen, I try, because I disagree with Wilder in the way he reacted. You shouldn't get triggered like that. You know, come on, look how Chris Eubank carries himself when he deals with Simon Jordan. You know what I'm saying? So it's a war of words that I feel like Wilder lost. But look, it's entertainment, isn't it? You know? So he's saying, look, I've got evidence that Fury's a cheat. You know, he cheated against me. So let's wait until we see that. But it would have been better for him to say that without being that irate. You could have articulated.
Release it. I want to see it.
Yeah, no,
like, come on. He's got proof, yeah.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It looked like he lost fair and square to the world. They were both good fight. Was it twice or 3 times they fought? 2 or 3 times. Let us know in the comments.
I just remember the first time, obviously, he got knocked out and got back up.
The Undertaker. But
yeah.
great bout, you know, between.
And then one of them he blamed, the thing I wore to the ring was too heavy. He's always got that thing about him.
The Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I was too heavy, I got tired. He always got something
what he said, no, Simon said that to him. He said he didn't say that. The media do twist things, man. Let's not take it for face value. But look, Wilder is a character, innit? You know what I'm saying? He's a character, you know, and he's a great fighter, to be fair. You know what I'm saying? In his defense, you know, saying that, you know, he took boxing seriously because he had a daughter, newly-born daughter, and wanted to provide her, you know, better life than he had, and he's done with it. So as a man, so I'm like, why are you reacting like this though? I'm watching him like, bro, man, you can't be this easy.
The mask slips. You've seen other people do it though. They crumble and like get a bit of pressure, and they just that's it. It happens to everyone. People will do it all the time.
But obviously these guys are on the spotlight.
Yeah, so you need to try and.
It's performative, you know what I'm saying? Simon Jordan, he knows the shebang. Word,
yeah, it wasn't surprised if it was planned before they scripted it before. It was like a Jake Paul fight.
Oh, what you think? No, because he said, look, the producer gave him a set of questions to ask him. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, my handlers, I've just done my job. I just done my job. That's his argument. But he said, to be fair, in his defense, Charlie, I'm about being objective. He even said, maybe I should have said to him, like, yes, we are. Yeah, so I you know what I mean? There's a side to me of Simon. Side to me, I think Simon Jordan can be accountable for what he says. He can be, but a lot of the time he can be dismissive when it comes to racism. When it comes to certain people, he doesn't like Gary Neville, because Gary Neville is a virtue signaler and so forth. But you know, like what? Just because he's saying stuff that but other white people might think, you know, and you know, it makes him. Come on, man. That's to me. Like, you're going, you know, you're bashing a man for he's trying to do good. He's trying his best. I believe, you know. I believe to try not divide people. I know your opinion is different. Your opinion is different, but It's okay. It's all right. We don't all have to like. You know what I mean?
To be fair, when you talk about Neville, all I can think of now. Oh, it's close. Oh, it's close.
Oh my days! The offside. Was it the Arsenal United game?
Should have hit him.
That was really tight.
Really tight. 2 yards offside.
Charlie goes on Twitter. He was watching that game together, innit? Someone was like, fuck no. About was it close?
2 yards offside.
Oh my days. When Martinelli and to Bradley, he was like, oh man, I wish those Liverpool players went over there and smacked him one. What did he say? There was like over what? 400, 500 off-goal complaints.
Yeah.
Gary Neville. He gets away with fucking
Say
man.
anything he wants, you know what I mean?
He's probably got MBE or OBE.
He'll get one eventually. He'll get one,
If anyone's...
It's coming in.
Do you think Sam Jordan's getting one anytime soon?
No, I don't.
He said...
I think they should be the next one. They should Gary Neville on TalkSport. Simon Jordan asking questions.
I would love that sit down. Oh my days. Do you think it'll ever happen in our lifetime? I think Simon Jordan... Jordan's cancelled from the TV, innit?
Yeah,
you know, Neville's more palatable. Like
Simon Jordan radio. You only see his face on YouTube now. Oh my God.
Oh man. Yeah, man. That was man. Wilder, Simon Jordan. I'm not even surprised, really. I'm not even surprised. Two quite big personalities.
It was waiting to happen. Simon was going to happen, wasn't it? Clash, he had a clash. It was like a clash of two personalities.
Oh, massively. He's lucky, man. He said so much more happened, you know, off camera. He said, Wilder threatened to bang him out. I think a lot of people would like to see that, though.
I won't mind it, to be fair, you know what I mean?
Oh my days, but yeah, let us know what you think in the comments about this Epstein debacle, this ongoing saga. It's crazy, you know. Let us know what you think about people in power, and just accountability, you know. And also, let us know what you think about the Simon Jordan v Deontay Wilder moment. Crazy. So yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Over and out.
No, Simon's not coming.
Stay at home, Simon. I'm mad at you. Bless you.
Yeah,
Might have to have a cup of tea and talk it.
Yeah, absolutely.
To this day!